Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another exciting game of One Piece. That's not a particularly good opening hand. Didn't really get better. Nothing we can do there, unfortunately. Alright, we are playing Jewelry Bonney from OP07. When our opponent attacks, we can rest a Dawn, rest with their leader or character. And we're going into Boa Hancock from OP14. On their turn, if they play a character, they draw a card. Well, now I don't want to attack their leader. This one. We might need to keep this for the law bounce. Man, we're just not seeing anything good. We are going to be on 6 next turn. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll probably have to do this. Choose nothing. And just attack here. I don't want to swing into him because they know what the top life of this card is because they put it there. And usually it's a Gorgon Sisters, and that just gets out wildly out of hand fast. And I don't have any pressure on board to deal with it yet. Probably the Perona. Nah, I should probably take... I don't want to go low. We're okay to take one. What? No. We'll grant you a life, sure. No, I'll give you a random one. Draw 3, trash 2. That's wild. I've not seen that in this at all. Shirahoshi, what are you playing? Playing something weird. Okay, deploy this, bounce this, play this. And what do we want to give up here? I like all these cards. Probably the Hody Jones. I like having all that counter. Yeah, probably the Hody Jones. Look at all them 2Ks. That's really nice for us. No blocker. Do I want to go 2 and a 1? The 1s aren't super great yet. But I don't think I can go that low. Trash. Do I want the Perona next turn? No, I probably want the blockers. He's got, what, 5 up? Trash that. They gotta play something. Another one? Sure. Yeah, I was like, let's see what you play. So here's what we'll do. Play this, choose no targets. Law, bounce this. Play the Perona. Keep that and that from resting. Get rid of that off board. Go. I wonder if I can rest that. I bet I can. Let me see. Yeah, I can't. Okay. I was just curious. I was like, I wonder if I can rest that. Okay, here's where they start dropping the 9 cost to... No rest, silly goose. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well. We've got to deal with a lot of stuff. This is going to get bad quick. I can play this and rest that. Is that worth a 2k and getting me a body back? Probably not. Deal and grab another boa. It's fine. Man, they have a lot of cards. Where's my green pudding? Do I want to play a TCG? Do I think I'm afraid of removal next turn? Not really. They're gonna burn, heal. Yeah, it's fine. This always eats my blocker, and then I always rest their leader. I have to do it 2 real attacks. It's fine. Yeah, we'll just end it there. They never blocked a single attack. Fortunately, I don't have a way to develop a guy next turn. Alright, I can play my Doflamingo, but I don't have any way to get Dawn back up. Didn't see any of our Supernova Searchers. Man, we have a lot of 2Ks. Yep, here's another one. Okay. It's not really the end of the world here. Let's go. 5 here. Okay. 6. Grant you another one. 6. A blocker. Now what are you gonna do? What's the play here, Boa? The fact that they have 15 cards in hand. What are you searching for? Okay. Put another one back. You can attack for infinity. I'm going to give you the blocker unless you play the unblockable event. And I have seen, I think, all of these at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've seen all of their events. The just put life back on top. Plays a Kikanojo. They just pass. What do we want to do, ladies and gentlemen? Probably go... what? Gonna need to bounce this with the law to replay it. So that's 6, 7. That leaves me 3 Dawn left. 2. Let's go 1 here. 7. Seven. Where's your 2K? Ah, can't attack. There you go. Alright, well, that can't do anything. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go 6, bounce, play that. That one and that one cannot attack. End our turn. Triple blockers and our ability up. We might have to deal with an unblockable event here. We'll see. We do have some counter in hand. Not as much as I would like, but we'll see. Hody Jones is kind of what we're looking for here. Man, they still have 10 cards in hand. We did eat through a fair number of them last turn, though. You're always getting that blocker. We'll put both of those down. Those can't attack me. This is your only real attack. I might give you a blocker depending on how much you attack for. There's the unblockable. Puts it on this to make it a 3. How much Dawn are you going to put on that? 4? Make it a 7? Yeah, I'll give you a 2 and a 1. What are you doing? No, we'll let that go. What do we want out of here? Probably that. Okay, more 2Ks. Okay. The unblockable is kind of the thing here. Okay, well, I do need to try and kill him base with this. They left up 2 Dawn for like a You'll Frighten Me, so I don't know if I can kill him yet. They don't do anything with it. There you go. 14K. Start countering. You need a lot of counter. There's 8. There's 15. Seven. And then they both got to be 2Ks. Do you have did you just save a You'll Frighten Me? GG. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another round of One Piece. They chose to go first, but it's on the even curve. I don't like that hand. Ooh, it's not a particularly good hand either. Well, what do? We miss all of our searchers, end up with a fair number of 2Ks. They miss their search. This is off to a great start. They do find Zhao. Oh, that's pretty good. We'll play that next turn. We need to start finding some of our cards. So we'll take this. What do we want here? Probably this blocker? Yeah. Not that blockers do much against Carrot, because they're just going to rest them with their ability. Yep, they rest our poor little dude. No blocker. What do we want to give him? We're going to be at 6 next turn. 6. Oh, man, I am still looking. Nope. We're still looking for the law. They freeze one of our Dawn. Rude. Give me a 2K. Nope, just takes it. Fortunately, yeah, he's like, this is going to get arrested every time now. And they play the Mystems to get out the Carrot, which will freeze our dude. Cancel, and then we will give them a 2K, of course. No block, and yeah, let's go 2K. They're not going to play effect removal. They play a Searcher. Reveal and draw a Carrot. We stand a Dawn, say go. Okay, we've got 8. We still miss. Man. 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight into their 6, see if they want to give me a 2 and a 1. I hope they do. Cool, if they do. Say go. Uh-huh. Kinda figured. We do have a fair amount of counter, though. Law, bounce. I guess both of these aren't going to come back up. Wow. Okay. Okay, we are at 10. We do have this. Just keep putting as much pressure on as we can. Say no. 1, 2, 3. Cool. We will be using this effect so that we can get out of one of these. It's playing very well, though. I expect they'll probably attack with this. Yup, there it is. They're all back up. Gonna deal with like 3 7s and a 5. Good lord. Been looking for that. I have to get out of another 6 if they want to give me up the blocker. We'll trash, and we'll trash another one. Yeah, they're smart enough to go in. I don't want to give them the last 2 cards, because I don't think it'll matter, really. I can kill any of these, and it won't stop them. Problem is they got 3 swings no matter what I do, and I can't get out of it. I'd have to go 5, 5. Oh, God, it doesn't feel good. Attack 5 in. We got a blocker. We can get one of their guys down. Ah, we have no blockers. Yeah, I was like, there's nothing I can do here. Put your carrot down. No blocker. Trash everything. GG. Not a lot I can do about that one. They had a fair amount of counter, even. That is how you beat Jewelry Bonney. Just never let me attack, ever. Keeping these locked the whole game. That is the way to win. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? Is there a way I could have done better there? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? I think Carrot might just be the counter for Bonney. Let me know what you guys think. Is she going to be good enough for the Heroine's Cup? Is Carrot the leader to go with? Let's find out. See you in the next one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deck list. Jewelry Bonney from OPO 7, 5,000 attack. When your opponent attacks, once per turn, you may rest 1 Dawn, rest up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters. Very basic ability, but it is very versatile. We like it a lot. Alright, we're running 4 Scratchment of Pooh, a 1-cost 1,000, 2,000 counter on play. Rest one of your opponent's cost 2 or less characters. It's mostly just a 2k, but sometimes it's good for getting down chump blockers when you're trying to go for something. And then we've got the Jewelry Bonney Searcher. You can rest this character and 1 Dawn and search the top 5 for a Supernova. It's a 1 cost 1000. It acts as a pseudo blocker. It eats up a lot of little attacks, especially if your opponent misses their searcher early on. And then we've got Hidden Killer, which is a 2 cost 2000, 1000 counter. Look at the top 5, find the supernovas, and on your opponent's attack, you can trash this character and set up one of our Dawn cards as active. It's good to have these in the mid game if you really need to, if you don't have a way to restand Dawn, so you can establish your 10,000 cost buys and keep your leader ability online. Then we've got TCG, which is a 3 cost 4000 attack 2k counter. If you have a green character other than TCG that would be removed from the field by your opponent's effects, you may rest this character instead. Right now, it's really there to just stop Red Rock and Gravity Blade. That's it. That's what you need to stop all the time. And then, of course, we've got Cavendish, a 5 cost 6000, 1000 counter. On play and when attacking, if your leader is a Supernova type and you have no other Cavendish on field, you can activate 2 Dawn. It's a really good value card, but I will say it gets targeted really, really hard, which is not the worst thing. You just got to kind of bank on them trying to remove it and plan out how much counter you have and how many blockers you're going to use and can you survive? Can it survive? So that's kind of the game plan every time it gets played. It gets eaten by every form of removal under the sun. Carrot is a 5 cost, 6000 attack, 1k counter. On play and when attacking, up to one of your opponent's rested cost 7 or less characters do not become active in the next refresh phase. Very good defense. But again, it will get hard targeted. These 2 guys are just what they want to kill. And then we've got a 5 cost, 6k, 1k Jewelry Bonney blocker. On play, if you have 8 or more rested cards, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand, then set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. It's really good. I usually play it and let it die almost immediately. It's good for filtering the deck for all our non-surgical top end. That's why it's there, and we do play it a lot. And then, of course, the new cards in Perona, 5 cost 6k counter. 5 cost 6000 attack, 1k counter. On play, up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 5 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next turn. Really good, actually, in the end game, surprisingly. It's good. It's okay mid game to get some pressure off of you, but end game, it stops blockers and a lot of them, which is really nice. And it basically has the same effect as on KO. You can rest one of our cards, play up to 1 green character card with a cost of 5 or less from our hand, which means we can cheat itself out of the hand, which is nice. But it also gets all of that pesky top end, mid-end back out that everybody wants to eat, including blockers for filtering, Carrot for stunning, and Cavendish for restanding Dawn. All very good. And then, of course, we've got a 5 cost 5000 attack 2k counter in X-Drake. It is a Supernova's card, and so it is searchable. On play, if your leader has the Supernova type, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then set up to one of your Dawn cards active at the end of the turn. Not bad. I almost never play it, but sometimes it's good enough to get a blocker down if you've got no other options. And then, of course, Trafficker Law. 6 cost, 6k attack, no counter. If you have 1 or less life cards, this card gains blocker. So most of the time, it is just an attacker. And that's another thing you should know about this deck, is a lot of the times, your blockers are attackers. You don't leave them sitting as blockers. It's a waste of your resources. You want them to get value by attacking your opponent a lot. If they choose to attack your rested blockers after they've attacked, that's fine. That means they did their job anyways. On play, you may return 1 character to your hand, which is almost always going to be the Jewelry Bonney or the Hidden Killer. Sometimes you want the Scratchman of Pooh back, or you can bounce back the Perona to lock down an extra 2 guys if you need to. And then next up is Hody Jones, a 7 cost, 8000 attack, no counter, rush option in the deck. It's the only rush we got, and it is good enough. On play, rest up to a total of 2 of your opponent's characters and or Dawn, then put the top card of your life in your hand. So it burns ourselves for 1, but it does get Dawn down to prevent events. It puts blockers down. It's pretty versatile. But it is just a 2 of because it's not necessarily the win condition anymore. It used to be a 4 of, but we've kind of moved away from that. And then the 8 cost, 8000 attack Mihawk blocker. On play, it's up to 4 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you may not play a character with a original cost of 7 or more during this turn. Really good. It's a good attacker as well. It also free blocks a lot of the time, which is why we like it. And then, of course, we've got our top end in a 9-cost, 11,000 attack, no counter, Shanks. On play, KO to one of your opponent's rested characters. Really, really good. We like Shanks a lot. But the better version is, of course, Don Quixote do Flamingo. 10 cost, 10,000 attack. On play, a total of up to 3 of your opponent's rested characters or leaders do not become active during your opponent's next refresh phase. So the idea is to just hold the whole board down. You want, by the time you get to your 10 Dawn turns, you want a way to get Dawn back with something so that you can play your 10 costs and have your leader ability online. So either a Cavendish or a Kid and Killer, either one's good. But you want to be able to get your Dawn back so you can slap these 10 costs down, and if they attack, you can get the other card down, and then you can have multiple of these in a row. The win condition is if you can go 2 or 3 of these, there's just no way for them to recover. Because you established a 10,000 attack body, 3 of their guys didn't get to swing 2 turns in a row, and you got 2 10k bodies to follow that up with, along with your mid-game board. It's just how you win the game. And then, of course, 1 Law and Beppo, 10 cost, 11k attack, no counter. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters, and that character will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. Then if your opponent has 2 or more rested characters, your leader gains plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. This is just a good searchable top end because it is the only one of our top end that is searchable. Sometimes we just need a big guy, and bumping our own leader up to 7 is really good as well. But it does run into that problem that if you're cornered, you don't have a way to get your Dawn back, so you need to find a way to kind of mitigate that risk, which is why it's just kind of a one-of. All right, there you guys go. There you guys go. There is Jewelry Bonney. Let me know what you guys think. Where does she fall in the Heroines Cup? Is she going to be the best of the best? Is she only okay? Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But I think that's all I got for you. So if you do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, that would be awesome. But I think that's all I got. So, as always, good games and good luck.